You know, the best thing in my entire life is Lawnmower Man. Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm actually filming this straight after filming the purple look. I just wiped it off and did another look because I realised I had enough time to film two in one day, so I thought use the time when you're not at work. And so this is the makeup that I'm going with for my hot date tonight. Don't think I mentioned that at all in this video. I have used for this look the Armed and Gorgeous palette. This probably got the second most amount of votes when I asked on my Instagram what one you wanted me to use. This is the orange one with the gold, some browns and a green. And I've gone for really quite a matte look today with just a real pop of metallicness in my inner corner. I really like how this look came out. I wouldn't wear it, I'm not wearing this jumper for tonight. I just put something on to look different to my last video. But yeah, I really like how the look came out. We'll jump into some swatches and then we will jump into the kind of tutorial slash just like testing the palette, and then I'll give my final thoughts at the end of the video. But I must say, so far so good with the two palettes that I've tried. I'll link my purple one up here. I did that one first. And yeah, if you want to see swatches and then how I got this eye look, then please just do keep on watching. So I'm going to swatch the palette on the non-hairy side of my arm. I've still got my jumper on, I've just taken one sleeve off. It's very professional here on this channel. So the first shade in Armed and Gorgeous is the shade VIP. This is the most bright icy white highlight metallic shade I've ever seen. It's incredibly beautiful. I love it. This is what to me was missing from her first palette, the big palette, was like a really bright like inner corner shade. Let me do two swipes, even though it doesn't need it. I mean, that's just beautiful, isn't it? The second shade in the palette is called Access, which is like a mustardy yellow. This is a matte. There is two swipes of that shade. I think it's beautiful. It applies really beautifully on the eyes. Mattes never swatch as nicely as metallics, but that's a really pretty shade. It really kind of matches my earrings quite a lot. The next shade is another metallic. This is called Guilt Trip. It's a more kind of sheer metallic than the first one. So there's two swatches of Guilt Trip. It's really pretty. I put it on my inner corners today, as well as VIP. You'll see it all in action. The next shade's one of the prettiest, like true yellow golds that I've ever seen. It also swatches incredibly beautifully. So you can see it's quite a big difference to that one. That one just doesn't look as pigmented as this one. It's gorgeous. This one feels wet. This one feels wet. This one doesn't. The next shade is a deeper orange called Agent. Again, it's a matte, so I'll do two swipes. Really pretty transition shade. Works really nicely on light to deeper skin tones. I love that shade. Just look at those colors. They're just perfect. The next shade is called Top Secret. It's a matte kind of khaki green. I found that this was the least pigmented in the palette in terms of I did have to build it up to really get the green to show. It's what's on my lids, but it is a really pretty shade. It's pretty unique. It's like a khaki green. I really like that color a lot. Then we have the shade Smooth Criminal. Swatches really nicely. I'll do a second one anyway. Really nicely pigmented brown. Really nice brown, like a proper chocolatey brown. It's really pretty. Then we've got the shade Secret, which is just a kind of different tone to this one. They do look pretty similar, I must admit, but it's just maybe more of an orange, like a burnt orange. That's more of like a mustard orange. That's more of a burnt orange. Really nice shade again. Probably doesn't need to have two of these in the palette. Could have been a different shade, but I used them both. Then we've got the shade Prowl, which is the deepest shade in the palette, and it's definitely a deeper brown than that first one. You can probably see it in that swatch. And then we have another really wet feeling metallic. This is called Declassified. And oh my word. Oh, sorry, classified, not declassified. I just made that up. That is stunning. There are them all on my arm, and I'll come a bit closer. So that is the Armed and Gorgeous palette swatched. I will say, compared to Bling Boss, this palette has more kick up in the pan when you dip your brush in, and I wouldn't say more fallout, but there was a little bit of fallout from it. Easy to clean up even though I already had my base on, and yeah, it's just definitely more kind of powdery than the last one, but I don't want you to think, oh no, it's a powdery palette, 'cause it's not. It's just really nice. I love this palette. If you've wanted subculture and the reviews have really put you off subculture, get this. Plus it's only £15, so it's a lot cheaper than subculture, and you still get 10 shades. So I highly recommend this palette. I am very impressed with it. I can see myself using it a lot, and I like how this look came out. So that is swatches, my initial thoughts, and if you want to see how I get this eye look here and then hear my kind of final thoughts on the Armed and Gorgeous palette, then please just keep on watching. So this is the palette. My base is pretty much done already because I actually had time to film 2 videos today, so I wiped off the purple look that you would have seen. I'll link it up here, and now we're going to go in with this one. This is what it looks like. My camera doesn't like the kind of shiny background. The first shade I'm going to go in with is Smooth. I think I'm going to do a winged out look. So I'm using my lower lash line as a guide, tapping off the excess because my base is already on. And I now do have to get this right because I have got a hot date tonight. This lash line, I'm gonna go for, like, I'm not gonna try and make this too perfect. So I've got that line, and then I'm gonna just connect the top part through my crease. This is on my Morphe M514 brush. You probably knew that already. So far I'm getting very little fallout, but I'm also finding that these colours are pigmented, well, the one colour I've used. Then I'm going to take a smaller brush and I'm going to dip into the shade Secure. Just looks like a gorgeous orange tone. It's picking up quite nicely in the brush. It's not hugely pigmented, but I think you probably could build it up. I am being quite gentle because I don't want to go too over the top just yet. Still got pretty much zero fallout as well. I think this looks gonna get real smoky. Then I'm taking another brush, just another fluffy brush if I can find one. And I'm gonna dip into the shade Access, which is the kind of brightest yellow in the palette. These are like just the right amount of press, that there's not a lot of fallout, but there's a lot of pigment. Adding that yellow tone in. I do want to deepen it up with a bit more dark brown, and I'm going to go in with the shade Prowl, which is the deepest shade in the palette. One on the bottom just there, and add that to my outer corner. And just start deepening up this look. It is a date night, so we can go pretty smouldery, pretty smoky. And then I'm going to blend that one out using the shade Secure that we used at the very beginning. I'm not sure what to do from here. I would actually probably deepen it up more if I had a deeper shade, but I don't. Like if I had a black, I would probably use that. Just because I want to use as many colours as possible, I'm going to go in with the shade Top Secret. And then pop that on my lid. This might be the wrong brush because it's not really giving me very much. I think this kind of shade is going to take quite a lot of building. It's like a proper khaki green. It's a really nice colour, but it's not quite as pigmented as the other shades that I've tried. Maybe it would be better on top of a tacky base because my base is set. But it is building up nicely, and it is obviously quite green. It's not looking muddy or anything. This eyelight's starting to look pretty cool, you know. I'm gonna take a like liner brush and dip into Preble again and bring that along my lash line. Kind of connect it to that outer corner. Just kind of get a bit more colour. And then kind of smudge it into the green. I think that green is awesome. I'm going to run that green along the start of my lower lash line as well. It isn't as pigmented out of the gate, but it does build really nicely. Hold on, my battery's about to die. I just built up that green and now I'm going to blend it out with the yellow called Access. Keeping it real smoky down here. Everything looks better with lashes on. I'm going to take a tiny bit of Smooth Criminal as well, just to help blend it in. And then a little smidge just a smidge of Preble on that farthest point of the outer corner. Keep that nice and deep. Alright, let's do the inner corner then. I'm going to go in with the shade Guilt Trip on the inner corner and just try that. It's probably going to be too dark for me, but I can go over it with VIP if I need to. But I need to use the metallics in the palette because they're stunning. My word, these metallics are something else. They're not like the best that I've ever tried, but they're really good. I'm going to use the one beside it called Coin, which is much more of a yellow gold. Just add that in as well. I want to be dangerous today. Oh, look at that inner corner. Take it slightly on the start of the lid as well. Just to use it as well, I'm going in with the shade VIP. Pop it on that inner corner. I'm going to throw on some liner and lashes and then we will be back. So I've just finished off the rest of my makeup and showing you the eyes up close. So this is the eyes with the rest of my face. I mean, my makeup's not perfect. Never is though, is it? But I feel pretty good. I love this palette so far, like the tones that I've used. I definitely want to play more with like that shade Distressed, because that is such a cool like bronze tone. I really like that one, but obviously we've gone pretty matte and pretty green and orange, and I really like it. This is like the Subculture palette kind of look. Like you could do this with the Subculture. I like it a lot. What do you think, ladies? So on now testing the second palette out of the vault, I'm still super impressed. I feel like the shades are so pigmented, they're so easy to blend, they are really beautiful color stories from start to finish. Like this palette just goes so nicely, all the shades, and they all work together really well. The only one I'd say is a bit strange in here is VIP, because it's such a like icy shade, which I love, but it doesn't really go with the kind of warm oranges and browns and golds, but that's not really a bad thing because I love that shade. So yeah, very impressed with the second palette. Let me know what you think of this look, what do you think of it compared to the first purple one. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And I'm gonna go now on a really nice date to a very posh restaurant, because it's something we do very irregularly and I'm very excited. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.